Today is March 4 and I am at the Ash Meadows Wildlife Refuge area. It's kind of belongs to Death Valley, but it's the largest existing oasis in the Mojave Desert. And in this particular area there's a bunch of little stops to make along the way, so that's what I'm doing today. I'll show you each spot. That's pretty cool. Right now I'm walking on the Crystal Springs loop trail. It's a 0.9 mile loop trail, and there's supposed to be the warmest springs that are on this refuge. So let's see what we find. Those mountains over there are in Death Valley National Park, and they are the Funeral Mountains. I guess that makes sense since it's called Death Valley. Anyway, the mountains provide everything that we need to survive. They are connected to the Creator and share their wisdom with each other. That's what this little sign says. This is an interpretive trail. So I thought that was pretty good. The native people are right on. They know that the Creator is key. Much of the refuge's water originates in the spring mountains. Melting snow and rain travel long distances underground through porous carbonate rocks. The fault forces this groundwater up to the surface, forming over 50 seeps and springs throughout Ash Meadows. For thousands of years, indigenous people and others who followed have come from miles around to gather at these freshwater springs. For Niwi, Western Shoshone, and Nuwuvi, Southern Paiute, all things gather at Ash Meadows: water, plants, animals, and people. They've got nice sitting areas every once in a while. Crystal Stream travels about 2 miles to Crystal Marsh, an important feeding ground for dozens of migratory bird species. Nearly all the refuge's groundwater eventually joins the Amargosa River to the lowest point in North America, which is Badwater Basin in Death Valley National Park, supporting plants, wildlife, and people along the way. Still more water evaporates and falls as rain in places far beyond refuge boundaries, perhaps even in your own backyard. I guess in the 1980s, some people wanted to put in motels and hotels here, and a strip mall, and 30,000 homes, and an airport. And they wanted to call it Calveda Lakes. But I guess the fish deserved to stay instead. Thankfully, they didn't win, those people, but I guess the debate is still going on. Well, at least I get to see it before they build anything here. Wind can be a nuisance to us, but it creates the habitat that many animals depend on. Spring winds commonly reach speeds of 30 miles per hour, pushing sand grains over the ground. The sand collects around plants, eventually forming a mound. While some plants don't survive, others like honey mesquite have adapted to being covered in sand. Their branches and roots act as anchors, stabilizing the dunes so new plants can grow on top. Many animals make their homes in these dunes, tunneling inside to escape the desert heat and emerging from their burrows by night to hunt. Local tribes say the Creator placed everything in its ancestral home for a reason, and biologists agree. The plants and animals in Crystal Spring provide food, medicine, pest control, even peace of mind. No matter how you look at it, a great number of native species or biodiversity equals a healthier environment for everybody. Wow, that is a beautiful deep pool. I would love to go dive in there, but you're not allowed to. This is spring fed, and it's 15 feet down. Every minute, 2,800 gallons of fresh water spill to the surface. This water has been slowly collecting in limestone bedrock for thousands of years, forming an aquifer. Without it, fish, other animals, and people would have disappeared from Ash Meadows long ago. This is no ordinary meadow. It is an alkali meadow due to the presence of salts. Calcite, halite, gypsum, and others. The groundwater contains dissolved minerals from the limestone mountains all around us. When the water reaches the surface and evaporates, the precipitated minerals form a white salt crust on the soil. These unique meadows harbor some of the refuge's rarest plants. Now I'm off to see the Devil's Hole. This is where the pupfish live that are almost extinct, and apparently they only live here. I remember watching a documentary about them, so this will be interesting. Devil's Hole pupfish have adapted to life in 92-degree Fahrenheit water. They live just above a shallow rock shelf near the cave entrance, a zone critical for pupfish feeding and spawning. Only in Devil's Hole, this rare species is subject to natural high and low cycles. Pupfish were among the very first species listed under the Endangered Species Act. Okay, well, I must admit Devil's Hole was disappointing. Just watch the movie, you'll be better off. Now I'm at Point of Rocks Boardwalk Trail. It's a half-a-mile trail. I think I can handle that. Cute little bunny. Ash Meadows was named after the leatherleaf ash tree. Ash Meadows was made a refuge in 1984. Man, that looks inviting. There's at least 270 bird species in this ash meadow. At least 9 plants are known to be endemic to the Ash Meadows area. They are not found anywhere else on Earth. Holes are where the natives ground mesquite pods back in the day. Nice little overlook area. Okay, so the healing hiker rating for Ash Meadows is a 2 out of 5. The roads here are terrible, and I didn't get to see everything that I hoped to see because my vehicle is not high clearance and it doesn't do well at the best of times, so I didn't want to risk it. So unless you really love extinct species and you like to see water in a desert, I wouldn't recommend coming. I'm sorry. There's better places to see if you have limited time. Anyway, that's my 2 cents worth. Thanks for watching anyway, and I will see you in my next video. Assalamu alaikum, shalom, peace.